Hi, I'm Landragin. I own SL Motorcycle Training in Essex. A CBT stands for Compulsory Basic Training. There is no test, there is no written exam. It's just a constant assessment of someone's ability to make sure they're safe out on the road. It's about 120 during the week or 130 at weekends, because of course weekends are a lot busier. But there are discounts where people have their own bikes or if they are retaking their CBT. Not everybody. It depends if you've got your old school granddad licence, where you can ride a 50cc without having a CBT, but anything above a 125 they do need one. But I would recommend to everybody, even if you don't need that CBT on a granddad licence, do it, because the roads have changed, the highway code's changed quite a lot, and just you'll be surprised how not as confident you think you are thinking about riding a bike. And I would highly recommend getting the training first. They can ride either a 50cc or a 125cc auto or manual, nothing higher than that. And the CBT qualifies them to have L plates for 2 years, which doesn't include passengers or motorways. It should be a one-day course that can start anywhere between 8:30 until 4, 5, 6 o'clock. It kind of depends on the student. So if they take a little bit longer to learn, they struggle a little bit, then they might need a little bit longer on the bike, which we're quite willing to cater for. But not everybody makes it out in a day. They need that little bit of training, which then approaches into a second day's worth of training. But as long as they're safe and they're competent, then we're happy. I don't really put a time limit on it because it's not fair. Not everyone picks up a new skill straight away. So reading the highway code, understanding the highway code, or even just getting a rough gist of what the road ride entails, we'll give them a heads up. I know there are some YouTube videos from the DVSA that promote CBT training, so they know what to expect, where to get some research in if they're not sure on the day. But say it's not a test, there's no written exam, and a lot of people seem to think that there is, but just research it. If you've booked a CBT with a school, you're not sure, call them up and they'll be more than happy to talk you through some things as well to ease your nerves and give you a bit of a coaching, should we say, on what to expect on the day to also give you that pre-performance. Most schools do provide the kit. Ourselves provide the helmet, jacket, gloves. If it rains, we provide the waterproofs as well. We do keep a high standard of cleanliness. I do like them smelling nice, being a female. I like things to be clean. But if they do bring their own gear, as long as it meets the safety standards, then we have no issue with them using it. That's no problem if they want to bring their own boots. If they do buy new boots specifically for the CBT, I would recommend breaking them in first. Because one of the common ones we get on manual is where they wear new boots, they can't quite get the gears, and it stresses them out a little bit. No, you don't need a theory before doing a CBT, but that may change in the future. There's 5 elements to a CBT. Element A is the safety talk of clothing and what a CBT contains, the elements of the CBT. The instructor also introduces himself and gets familiar with the students. Element B is the controls of the bike, how the bike works, some pre-ride checks you might want to do for the bike. Element C is the on-site testing, where the students will start off nice and easy, learning the basics of the bike and then working them up through the elements of slow control, emergency stops, left and right turns to make sure they're safe before they go out on the road. And we then move on to element D, which is the highway code. So the instructor will run through the training of what the student will expect out on the road, how to abide by the laws that's there. And they'll also run through some whiteboard work as well, doing some roundabouts and asking the students some questions and understanding. And then element E is the 2-hour road ride. Then they come back and should get their CBT certificate. You can't fail a CBT. It's not a test to fail it. So it's a consistent assessment of your ability. So some people don't pick up a new skill as quick as others and need a little bit more time to learn it. And it is really common. We get some people that aren't safe enough to make it out on the road in one day and need to come back and have a little bit more coaching or practice on the bike before they go out to build their confidence up more. You're free to, as long as you've got tax and MOT on the bike, to ride around to your heart's content. Again, no passengers, no motorways. From that'll also give you either your 2 years experience to build your confidence up to take the next step to either A2 or A for test. Or as soon as you have that CBT, if you feel confident enough, you can go on to the next step, which is straight away test. You can use your own bike on a CBT course. The restrictions that might become an issue would be if you buy the bike before you have a valid CBT, you would have to deliver it to site on a van. It has to be insured. Mostly we find people on their own bikes are repeat CBTs. So their CBTs are about to run out and they're doing their CBT, say, a week before that renewal, and they'll ride their own bikes in, do the CBT on their own bike and then leave again. But if you're a complete novice, I'd recommend using a school bike and not bringing your own bike in. It's valid for 2 years.